Coming up on Mountain News this morning, school districts in our region do their part to save the families of their students a bit of money during a historic period of inflation. And a local science center hosts a special camp to help teach kids what to do if they're ever caught in an emergency.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you, 6:33. I'm Dakota Makris, and it is Friday. I don't even know what other words I could put at the end of Friday, and I feel like I would break into song, so I'm just going to stop talking right now. Let's take it over to Brendan for a look at our forecast. So yeah, Brendan, it's Friday. I know you're real pumped for it.
You know, the famous philosopher Rebecca Black once said, "It's Friday. It's Friday. You got to get down on Friday."
That's in history books.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I think I studied that in college. It was a course.
I believe you did.
It was a course in journalism.
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. But yeah, it is Friday. The weekend is approaching, and we are glad to see it. Although, if you are not a fan of the hot weather, this guy right here, I don't know if you're going to enjoy it that much, but it's going to be sunny. It should be fairly nice. Let's talk about this forecast this morning. Foggy out there and some cooler conditions starting to kind of drift in here. See, I tried to do it again. I tried to say drift and creep at the same time, so I caught myself that time. 61 in Clintwood, 63 in Wise, 64 Monticello, 63 Irvin. A lot of mid to upper 60s and low 70s out there this morning as well. Regionally, 84 in Dallas-Fort Worth already this morning. They're an hour behind us. It's actually 5:34 out that way this morning. Little Rock at 76, so is St. Louis. Washington, D.C. at 78. Myrtle Beach already at 81. Tallahassee, Florida at 75. Forecast for today, 93 this afternoon. You factor in the heat index, it'll feel like the upper 90s. So again, heat precautions will be your friend as you head deeper into today. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you. A Winchester woman has a warning for other homeowners. More than 1 year after storms damaged her house, the repairs still aren't finished. She says it's a mess. Chelsea Jones talked with her about the steps she's taking to get her home back.
And our contractor has left with money that we had given him.
Patricia Overby is upset that she owns a home she can't live in. She and her family had just moved in when a tree fell on the roof during a storm, all of them inside.
It was a very traumatic experience.
Luckily, the family suffered minor injuries. They wanted to rebuild, so they reached out to the contractor who sold them the house. He had remodeled it before putting it on the market.
It was gorgeous, and so we pretty had confidence in him that he could build it just exactly like it was.
Overby said the contractor started the repairs, but then they ran into issues.
And then I gave him $5,000 to do some extra work that hasn't been done, and I haven't seen him since that check was written.
She says the contractor left about $30,000 of work undone. The family has contacted police, but they're upset their insurance company can't do more and say the city hasn't been much help. The city owned the tree that fell.
And now the city wants me to clean this mess up because I think they think we've abandoned the property.
Overby is warning homeowners to watch out for shady contractors.
He won't return our calls or messages, and he did not purchase items that we had paid him for.
That was Chelsea Jones reporting. Overby and her family hope to find their contractor and take him to court. In the meantime, they've been staying at a friend's house as they try to rebuild. School districts throughout the region are purchasing school supplies prior to the 2022-2023 school year. Floyd and Knott County schools have used their ESSER funds now for 2 years in a row to purchase all required supplies for all pre-K through 12th grade students, including pencils, paper, binders, folders, rulers, and more. Floyd County Superintendent Anna Shepard says it is important to share these funds with Eastern Kentucky families and to lift any burden during these economically challenging times.
Those kids being able to come to school and teachers being able to teach and them being able to learn, and for families to just not have to worry about this one thing of purchasing school supplies.
And over in Knott County, Superintendent Brent Hoover says many students are excited to receive the supplies and be back in the classroom next month. Operation Unite is wrapping up at Summer Camp today, celebrating its first year back since 2019. Middle school students gathered at Morehead State University this week to learn about drug abuse and how they can change the future of addiction in Appalachia. Those involved say community partnerships are what make a the camp a success for more than 100 kids who signed up this year.
And that word together is the key. Our partners come together. We all have the same purpose, the same mission. We want to make our communities healthier, safer, and it's by working together that we're able to do that.
Well, the kids enjoyed messy games to close out their Thursday, and a ceremony is planned for today with a guest speaker to help close out the week. Well, the Challenger Learning Center in Hazard is providing kids with an opportunity to learn how to save lives. WYMT's Lucy Bryson has the story.
The Challenger Learning Center hosts many camps in the summertime, but today's emergency camp taught students about how to stay safe in a crisis situation.
We have children here actually learning about first aid, what to do if there's an emergency at your home, who to call, what to do while you're waiting on some help to arrive.
The camp is an opportunity for kids to learn how to keep themselves and their friends safe in a crisis. 9-year-old Kinley says she's attending this camp in hopes that she can learn how to prevent crisis situations herself.
I can be more useful in situations and not have to yell for help.
While 14-year-old Zachary says this camp is helping him navigate his future career.
I've been in a lot of accidents, but the real reason is I'm going to be a trauma surgeon. I'm going into biomed this year in high school when it starts back, and I'm going to I think I really need to know this for my career.
Zach says his loved ones were in an accident years ago, and he was inspired by the people who helped his family.
When my nanny and my mom got really hurt, I felt like if I was a surgeon, I'll be able to help them like the surgeons that helped them.
The Challenger Learning Center hosts events throughout the year, but they say the summertime is the busiest season for them.
In the summer, that's when we can kind of open up a little bit and show everybody what we're working on and get everybody involved, no matter where you go to school.
Employees hope the emergency camp inspired campers to go out and help save lives. In Perry County, Lucy Bryson, WYMT Mountain News.
Well, the camp wraps up today, but not before a visit from the fire department to go over some fire safety lessons. Hazard's third North Fork Music Festival kicks off this evening. Gates open at 4:30 both today and tomorrow, and the music starts at 5. A stage will be set up downtown at the end of Main Street where bands will play, and food vendors along with games will be set up. Downtown coordinator Bailey Richards says the community seems to be ready for the fun to begin.
We're expecting a good turnout. We're hearing good response about the lineup and about the events that are going on with it. People seem excited, and we're excited to do it. So.
Well, admission will be $10 each night, and Richards says they will only take cash at the gate. Well, she also recommends bringing a chair to sit in to watch the bands play.
.641 here on this Friday morning. A little fog at the I-75 London camera there. I don't know what's wrong with me this morning. It's almost like the words are not wanting to form in my brain there. But you see some fog over there in the distance this morning. Sun should be coming up there once that lifts. Some temperatures already in the 60s and 70s out there. This is kind of an interesting dynamic for me right here. Clintwood at 61, Wise at 63, but Jonesville just 3 counties apart at 70. So again, a big difference there in just 3 counties, but a lot of folks mid to upper 60s there for the most part, close to 70. Jackson at 70, Jacksboro at 70, and then Irvin's also at 63, Monticello at 64, along with Hazard this morning also at 64. Breakfast forecast, hazy, hot, humid. Just be ready for the heat as we head into this weekend. Dakota?
Brandon, thank you. 6:42. When we come back here on Mountain News this morning, health officials in New York launch an investigation after polio makes a rare and sudden reappearance.